Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. And just as a little inside baseball before we get started, although it doesn't really matter to you guys, I guess, is that I'm actually recording these last 3 episodes of the season all on the same day. Not in the same video, just all on the same day. So if you notice that I'm wearing the same shirt for 3 weeks, then that's why. Although, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if I had recorded episode 5 next week and just accidentally picked the exact same shirt to wear. So, anywho, that's just a little inside baseball. Anyway, last time around we had the Squire where, Egg was doing some training. Duncan was approached to basically have his match rigged in his favor, which was interesting, but Duncan was having some moral, ethical problems with having a rigged fight. And then Prince Arian was causing trouble at the theater tent, and he was hurting the lady there that put on the performances. And so Duncan just came in and beat the shit out of him. But he beat the shit out of the prince, so it's kind of a problem. And Duncan's in trouble now. And also, Egg has been revealed to be the young prince of the Targaryens. So yeah, that is pretty much where we left off. Why don't we just go ahead and jump right into this episode of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Here we go. Well, this is a very slow fade in. Oh, look at that. Look at that fancy outfit. I guess that's the good news, is that he has someone in his corner.
My uncle says I must beg your forgiveness for deceiving you.
Your uncle?
Prince Baelor.
The heir to the Iron Throne.
Oh, yeah. I forgot, he's not king yet.
I never meant to lie.
Yeah, but you did.
Eh.
About everything, starting with your name. I've not heard of a Prince Egg.
Well,
Short for Aegon.
Of course.
yeah.
After the Conqueror? How many Aegons have been king?
4. He only meant for us to hide in that inn until the tourney was over.
You shaved your head.
It was Darren who shaved it.
Was it Darren that told me you were a stable boy?
I didn't
What?
think I was doing anything wrong.
Of course you did. That's why you lied.
Oh, Duncan.
I was just so disappointed when I couldn't go to the
We
tourney.
can't have the little prince being disappointed now, can we?
I mean, that's not really why you're in trouble here.
Aegon should have come to me when he saw what his brother was doing to those puppeteers.
There was no time, Uncle.
Instead, he ran to you, Sir Duncan. That was no kindness.
It's gotten Duncan
I
in
wish
trouble.
Sir Duncan had killed him.
Aerion is your brother. And the Septons say we must love our brothers.
The Septons can eat a dick.
You told my brother that a huge robber knight made off with Aegon. I fear you have been cast as this robber knight, sir.
He's lying.
Oh man.
I left that inn 4 nights past. Prince Darren did not pursue his brother's captor.
Seemingly not.
And yet, it's the prince's word.
What of the girl?
One truth is beyond dispute. You laid hands upon the blood of the dragon.
That is
The
true.
girl's finger was snapped in half.
No matter the cause, it is never wise to strike a king's grandson.
Would you not have done the same?
I might have. But I am a prince of the realm, not a hedge knight.
Yeah, I'm allowed.
Don't all knights make the same oath?
The court is unlikely to rule in your favor.
And when I'm found guilty?
The last time a man struck the royal blood, it was decreed he should lose the offending hand. And you kicked him too, did you not?
I did.
Lose a hand and a foot.
And so I ask you again, Sir Duncan the Tall, how good a knight are you? Truly.
Are we talking trial by combat? Oh boy. God, this guy's so serious. Oh, this shit. That actor's so good at being a shit. I love actors that are good at being shits.
Trial by combat.
It's a trial by combat.
A trial of 7. That is my rank, I do believe.
What the fuck is a trial of 7?
The Andals believed that if 7 champions fought, the gods being thus honored would be more like to intervene and see the guilty party punished.
What, so Duncan and 6 other dudes? He doesn't know 6 other dudes.
A trial of 7 must be held at dawn.
What
Great.
does that mean? That I must fight 7 men?
Do not play the fool. It must be 7 against 7.
You must find 6 other knights to fight beside you.
But I have no one else.
Well, if the cause is just, good men will fight for it. If not, it will be because you were guilty.
Okay. 7v7. I'm sure he can find an easy time. He's the fucking prince. I kind of like that nobody likes Arian.
Seek your champions, Sir Duncan.
Okay, we're going to Lionel first, right? Now, I'm assuming this isn't like a lawyer thing where if you cannot find 6 champions, then 6 will be appointed to you.
Dunk! Is that you? You're alive?
Are you 1? How good are you?
Trial of 7. Duncan, that means battle axes and morning stars and lances of war.
I know what it means. I apologise. Seems cousin here's milk in his veins.
Oh, fuck off, I just meant...
This is knightly combat, Raymond. As you all know, knight, your skin is not at risk.
Man, nobody loves Raymond.
That's all I am. I'm for you.
Okay, 1.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go.
The Dragon House will not look kindly on those who oppose them.
Dragon House. Where are the dragons, Sir Duncan? Us Fossilways. We were here long before these others come to our shores.
Yeah, they don't have
And
dragons
I won't
anymore,
be
do
here long
they?
After they are gone. Lucky for you, I have some friends. Sir Lionel, Lord Lannister, Sir Otho.
They won't be happy at being woken.
Then they'll fight like pestered badgers. You shan't die under my watch, sir.
Oh my god.
I promise you that.
We just happen to find, like, the best guy. And you can get us more guys, thank god. There's some hope here.
You! No, Duncan, no!
Stop! Please!
Are you mad coming here? I should drive this through your neck! As soon you pour me a cup of wine. Fuck you, man.
You lied about me.
I'll have to say something when my father
Oh,
demands to know
Prince
what egg
Darren.
I've gotten to. What it's worth, you have little to fear from me. And I'll do my best to look gallant in the first charge, but after that, perhaps you could strike me a nice blow to the side of the helm. Make it
Interesting.
ring. Not too loud.
Is that all you came here to say?
That he's throwing in the towel.
Arian used to come into my bedchamber at night, put his knife in between my legs. He had 2 mere brothers, he'd say. Maybe one night he'd make me his sister, then he could marry me.
Sorry, that was...
Incredibly not funny.
Aaron can be quite the monster.
And he threw my cat in the well too.
Jesus.
He says he didn't. She did.
All right. I dreamed of you.
You said that. At the inn.
Did I?
Oh, that's right, he was there.
My
God, how
dreams
did I
are not
forget
like
that?
yours. A great beast, with wings so large they could cover this meadow. It had fallen on top of you, but you were alive. The dragon was dead.
Did I kill it?
That I could not say.
Meh.
Maybe that I've killed you with my lie. And if so, I'm sorry. I'm doomed to some kind of hell, I know. Likely one without wine.
Interesting fellow, that Darren Targaryen. Oh,
Sirs,
you got guys?
I heard your leg was broken.
Yeah, true. My leg is broken. I cannot walk. So long as I can sit on a horse, I can fight.
Goddamn, man.
Robin Adair, the king's faithful servant. But when the crown goes against the gods, Sir Robin goes against the crown.
Sir Stephen, one of your friends. We only need one more to make our 7.
I'm afraid you'll need 2 more.
What do you mean?
Our fight with Prince Arian and the accusers.
What?
You told Sir Duncan to rely on you.
Well, our prince would not have made me a lord elsewise, but for it thwarted Sir Duncan.
You fucking little bastard.
Traded your honour for a lordship.
It was a bargain well struck.
What's the point of that? Get your own fucking horse, you stupid piece of shit. Fucking goddamn it. Fuck that guy. That guy's like the worst, like ever, in the entire show. He's worse than Arian. Oh, damn.
So Duncan, knight me.
Raymond, I shouldn't.
Without me, you're only 5. You cannot win with 5.
That has the truth of it, I'm afraid.
Oh, yeah.
My lord, I beg a moment, please.
You have it.
Alright.
Who will stand and fight with me?
Oh. One last man. Brute of Bracken. He farts in your general direction.
Has courage deserted the noble houses of Westeros?
Just been replaced by some gas. Alright, hold on. Second time's the charm. Who's this? Is that... It's Prince Baelor!
It's the Duncan side.
Oh! Let's go! What a Giga Chad.
Have you taken leave of your senses?
Fuck you.
This man.
Let the gods decide if he was right or wrong. Ah!
Let's fucking go. That's 7. Oh! Damn, what a great episode. Listen to that fucking music, man. Alrighty, that is 7. So, I only know 5 of their names, unfortunately, including Duncan. So, Duncan, Robin, Lionel, Raymond, and Baelor. I don't know the names of the other 2. I assume we'll get those in the next episode. But, man. Oh, that is something, man. I mean, didn't they say that, now here's the thing, when they talk about the 7, and that seems to be the religion of the Andals, the 7, see, this is where I gotta brush up on my Game of Thrones lore. The 7, that is what eventually the Targaryens would take as their religion, right? Like, and I'm pretty sure they said in Game of Thrones it was Baelor himself, who, like, I guess basically made everyone convert to the religion of the 7 specifically. Like, he was very much into that religion specifically. So, I guess so. But it's interesting that the trial of 7 is still a very ancient custom. So, but I like how, if you watch, Game of Thrones and stuff like that, you have the trial by combat. So I like that this takes a different approach to it, if you've seen Game of Thrones, because that was a big deal. The Tyrion's obviously is a big moment in Game of Thrones season 4, where he demands the trial by combat. Technically, that's not even the first time he demands that. There's the other time with Lady Arryn, I believe, when they were at the place with the fucking hole in the ground. So, but he demands a trial by combat there, and Bronn, that's where he meets Bronn basically, and then the second trial by combat with where he uses Oberyn as his champion. Was there another one? I can't think of what the other. There's another major one. There's another major trial by combat, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, and I don't think there were any trial by combats in House of the Dragon. But anyway, but the point is, I like this basically taking, what should just be Duncan versus Arryn, and which, I mean, here's the thing, I guess. See, I don't even want to do like what I guess I would call power scaling. You know, if you watch a lot of like shonen battle anime, then you're probably familiar with the term power scaling. But basically, I mean, power scaling, I guess if you don't know, I can explain it real quickly. It's exactly what you think it would be, is scaling different characters based on, you know, their perceived power level, which was kind of started by Dragon Ball Z. Kind of, I mean, in Dragon Ball Z, they kind of make a point that power scaling doesn't work, you know, but nobody remembers that, so anyway, so you could try to power scale Arian and Duncan, you know, just off the fact that Duncan's a big boy, you know, he is a big man, and so there's all the reason to think that he could probably beat Arian in a one-on-one fight, but it's entirely possible Arian is trained, you know, like trained better than Duncan and could deal with that, you know. I mean, that is the fight between Oberyn and the Mountain in Game of Thrones, you know. So there's that. So you could be wondering, I mean, at the very least, I would say there's more of a chance. I suppose it's the chances are more equal between the two of them. Like, I wouldn't really put one necessarily over the other in a one-on-one. So here, it's sort of reducing the chance of Duncan being able to defeat him and win this trial is by making it a trial of 7, you know? Like, because we cannot believe that Arian is doing this specifically because of honor, because of his brother Darren, you know? It's like there's no flippin' way that's what it is that he's trying to, you know, he's trying to cover for all of the crimes that Sir Duncan has committed. Like, no, he's a coward, you know? He's all talk and all game, you know? He's all bark and no bite, basically, you know? So, which we saw that last episode, I think, where Arian specifically, like, essentially cheated, you know, didn't do a joust properly, and, you know, killed the horse instead of hitting the rider and counted that as a victory, you know? So, Arian is very much a dishonorable person, you know? Man, they gotta raise these fucking people better, you know? There's always that one prince, every time there's that one prince that just ruins it for everyone. First it was Joffrey, then it was, I'd say probably Aemond in House of the Dragons, and now it's Arian, so... So yeah, that's the thing, is that it's that there's always that one prince, but yeah, so in doing this, I mean, granted, Arian, again, better than Sir Stefan. What an absolute bastard. Because he was the first one. He was the first one to say, oh, you know, this, you know, I'll fight for you. It's a matter of honor, you know. Hedge knights, you know, are like any knights. You protect the innocent. And then he was offered a lordship, and then that was it. And it's just like, this motherfucker, you gotta be kidding me, you know? And it's like this, like, he was the first one to basically give Duncan hope, you know? Hope that he would be able to, you know, survive all of this, and then he just takes that away, and it's just like, no. And it's just like, man, this dude sucks, but... Thankfully, there are others. I like Sir Robin. You know, the dude has a broken leg, and he's like, hey, I just need to be on a horse. So, it's just like, well, I guess. They might go for your horse, though. They might know that your leg is broken and might go for your horse, though. But he didn't care. He's fine. And, so that's pretty good. I do like the others just being like, well, first I like the one old man who was like, oh, well, you know, we serve the crown. We serve the crown who serves the gods, but if the crown goes against the gods, then we go against the crown. And it's just like, that's fair enough, you know? And then Lionel just being like, there hasn't been a trial of the 7 in 100 years. I am definitely going to kick their asses. Like, Lionel's just down for a good time. Like, thank goodness. Like, I don't even think he cares really about the honor or, you know, the honor of a knight or Sir Duncan, really. I mean, I think he likes Duncan, but at the same time, it's like, I think he really is just like, I get to fucking fight, you know? Honestly, that's a Baratheon right there. Like, I could see Robert doing the same thing, honestly. Robert probably would have done this. Like, I get to fucking kill some Kingsguards, you know? I mean, if I assume this would be a moment if Robert wasn't king. You get the idea. You get the idea of what I'm trying to say. So that was good. And then Raymond, brave Raymond he is. You know what? Everybody loves Raymond now. So, anyhow. Raymond being knighted at the last second. And thank goodness any knight can make a knight, so Sir Lionel could do that. And then Baelor. And again, I don't know two of the names of the guys fighting, but then Prince Baelor coming in to fight with Sir Duncan. That's such a great moment. And it's just like, hey, he's, especially too, like, if this is a trial of seven, and then specifically, this is on the gods for, to deliver justice, and to him, that would be, now granted, he can justify that. I'm sure he does just believe in Duncan. He does trust Duncan. He knows Arion is a little shit, and so he wants to help where he can. The trial would still have to happen, but I mean, it's because of Baelor that they didn't just kill Duncan right then and there must be a trial, But now, Baelor, with the seven, it is up to the gods to decide, and therefore, it should make no difference whether or not he is on their team or not. So, Prince Baelor is there. Oh, it's so good. So, and supposedly, Prince Darren is going to basically take a quick fall and just be like, I'm done. I'm not a part of this. Which is interesting because it's like, I assume. So, they had that whole thing of like, oh, well, he said that he claimed that Sir Duncan, stole Egg and rode off with him. I'm sure he was saying that to save his own ass because he was discovered at an inn, drunk out of his mind, and his little brother was gone. That was probably to save his own ass. It's just like, this guy stole him. And so he gets back there and he's like, I'm sorry. I've just made this all worse, basically. But it's interesting. I didn't even clock that the guy at the very beginning in the first scene, well, not first scene, but the scene at the end in the first episode, that would be Prince Darren. So, but he had a dream. He had a dream that a dragon would lay dead before Duncan. Whether or not Duncan killed him, that's another question. So, but Darren is a very interesting character because it's like he's not really, he's not like a typical, I mean, Arion is kind of the typical Targaryen prince, I would say, but it's really interesting how he works, how the things that he's saying and stuff. So, and just the fact that he kind of accepts, like, I'm probably going to some version of hell for everything that I do, but he does try to make things right. He does try to make some things right, and to him, he is going to hopefully help out by just taking a fall pretty quickly. But we will have to see. We got 2 episodes left of this season. I'm very curious to see where we're going. I'm really enjoying this. Like, this, honestly, this may be like the best starting point for getting into this franchise at this point. Because they. Mainly because, like, Game of Thrones... I mean, Game of Thrones is the very obvious one. The problem is, and this is the problem that most people would say, is the last season sucks, Because the ending sucks so hard, it's very hard to recommend, even though, like, at least the first 4 seasons, if not 5 and 6 of Game of Thrones, are incredible. They're all really, really incredible, But season 7's like, and then season 8 just sucks. So it's kind of hard to recommend Game of Thrones, even though this franchise is still going on. The fact that we have A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms and it's getting so much praise is great. It's so great that this, series, this franchise is still as strong as it is, even after the blunder of season 8 of Game of Thrones. But then, then there's House of the Dragon, which is really good. I really enjoy House of the Dragon. I don't really think they've dropped the ball that much in that show. But you do kind of have to understand the world of Game of Thrones before you get into it, Like, it really doesn't take its time to explain itself at all. Now, technically, this show doesn't either, but it doesn't need you to understand this, because House of the Dragon builds on your knowledge of the politics, the geopolitics of Game of Thrones, in order to understand to understand House of the Dragon. You understand the Targaryens, you understand all these other houses and all these other lords and stuff, and how these different things, eventually clash between, Rhaenyra and Aegon. Whereas here, this really doesn't need you to know that, other than the Targaryens are in charge. The Targaryen family is the family in charge. They are the royals, basically. That's kind of all you need to know. Everyone else, you don't need to know anything about the Baratheons to understand Lionel. He is his own character. He is, he stands on his own apart from the other characters we've seen. So, if anything, this, honestly, I feel like is a really, really solid place to start to get someone into the Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire franchise. So, this is really, really good. We got 2 more episodes, and I hear, from what I heard, these are the highest fucking rated episodes of this entire franchise that we're getting into. So I'm very excited, and I say I should just stop yapping and I should get to it. So with all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Knight of the Seven Kingdom reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.